good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those that are new here and you have just subscribed, welcome here. This is labtech.mo. I'm here to teach you about immigration process to America if you are a nurse and a lab tech. So thank you guys for being here. So today we're going to explain about the EB3 process. Most of the people have really been asking me about this process. I've already done a video on H1B, go check it out. The video compares EB3 and H1B, and it also gives you a sneak preview of what H1B is all about. So if you see me with watery eyes or runny nose, guys, I'm sick, but more also I'm here to give you this video. So guys, what is EB3? EB3 is simply an abbreviation for employment-based green card. So there are different types of green card. We have DV lottery, we have family green cards, we have employment-based green card. Now, our interest is employment-based green card. We have different categories. We have employment-based green card 1, 2, 3, up to 5. Basically, the one that we are looking at for us as nurses and lab techs is employment-based green card 3. This simply helps you to go to America under the employment option. It's not a family green card, it's not a lottery green card. You're going there because you want to work. So employment-based green card. Now, the process is different. For nurses and lab techs, the process is totally different. Let me start for lab techs. If you're a lab tech and you found an agency that wants to file for you this employment-based green card, first of all, they'll have to do something called a labor certification. They apply to the Department of Labor to show that there is need for them to employ globally. So the Department of Labor gives them a certain procedure that they have to follow. And that procedure is they have to advertise in the country, in America now. And if nobody applies within that month of advertisement, or if less number of people applies, then they are given a go-ahead to recruit internationally. So after they are given a go-ahead, they come and recruit internationally and now files for something we call PAM. So PAM is the first process when you are a lab tech. So right now, the PAM approval takes around 12 to 13 months for you to be approved. After PAM approval, there is something we call I-140. It's also a process. Now, before I just go to I-140, there is documents that you require during PAM. During PAM, basically, they don't ask you for anything much. They just ask you for your details, the name, your employer, and if you have things like passports, you can submit at this point. But if you don't have, they'll still go ahead and apply for you. So basically, in this process, they don't ask for anything much. But now comes the I-140. So after 12 months, your PAM will be approved. Your agency sends you PAM, the approval PAM, and then you sign it. After signing it, you have to return it within a period of 180 days. If you don't return it within 180 days, then that PAM is considered null and void. It will not help you. So the employer returns the PAM within a period of 180 days. After he returns the PAM, now you go to the next process, which is the I-140 process. Now the I-140 process, they simply want to it's like they're allowing you now to apply for a permanent residence. So that is like that is the real process of starting to apply for a green card. They take the PAM approval notice and some of your civil documents, your marriage certificate, birth certificates of both your spouse, your dependents, and yourself. They'll take the passports, all the family's passport. They'll ask you whether you've changed address. You know, the one year you've been waiting for PAM, you can change address. So they ask you that because they'll need that address. They need your current address where you're staying at. Yeah. And then once they gather those documents, now they send it to USCIS, United States Immigration something. I'll write it down there. USCIS. I'll write it down there what it means in full. Now, after USCIS receives the documents. They go through the document, and once they find that the documents are okay, uh, after 15 to 30 days, if you are with an agency, they'll give you that, they'll apply for you premium processing. That means you'll not follow the queue. Normally it takes 4 to 6 months, but here you'll not follow the queue. You'll just wait 15 to 30 days, and then your I-140 is approved. Now, once I-140 is approved, of course, your agency will let you know that your I-140 is approved. So the next step will inform you about the National Visa Center. Now, the National Visa Center, this is where you submit your DS-260, your civil documents, the petitioner's fee, and your your fees also, your immigration fees, your spouse, your dependent, and applicants. Now, there is where there is now importance of agency. It comes in there because for you, they'll be able to pay for you, but for the applicant, for the spouse, I mean, and for the kids, you have to pay for them. Now, this process can take a while because once you submit all those things, I'll list them here, everything that you need to submit. Some of them are submitted by the employer, that is now the agency you are at. Some of them are submitted, but the civil document and the DS-260, you are the one to fill it. The civil documents are the one to submit. The fees, some of the fees you'll pay, like I said earlier, and the petition affidavit of support, that one is for the agency to submit. So after they have submitted those documents, and they will go to the NVC, and then and before this, let me just retrogress a little. Before this, after I-140 is approved and sent now to the NVC, the NVC sends something we call a welcome letter, which has your case number and your invoice. That is after paying. It's when they give you that welcome letter. It has your case number and the invoice number. This is what you'll use to log in to the CEAC website. I'll write what it means there. It's consular, electronic, administration, something. I'll write what it means there. So that is what you'll use to log into that website, and that is where you find your DS-260. You go fill it, and the DS-260, I'll give a breakdown video on what the DS-260 is. It's all about. The DS-260 has a lot of things that you need to fill there. So after submitting those documents, now you wait to be documentarily qualified. Like they go through the list of the document and check if everything is in order. And if everything is in order, they give you a notification that you are documentarily qualified. Now this means that you are able to move to the next step. The next step here being going for an interview to the embassy. But now that step, you'll be given a notice. After being given a notice, you'll be told that if your case number is it's not really a case number. What is it called? Priority date, yes. Now, after you have been documentarily qualified, if your priority date is not current, then the NVC will let you know. They let you know that you're not current, but once you become current and there is a visa available for you, then we'll schedule you to for an interview. We'll schedule you for an interview. But because you are not current and there is no visa available for you, you'll have to wait. You can wait for 3 months, you can wait for 6 months, you can wait for 1 year. It depends on one, your country of origin, two, your priority date, and then three, the number of visa available. Remember, EB3 process, you require they take like 140,000 immigrants. They issue 140,000 immigrant visas. So if they find that this number is almost exceeded in this fiscal year, then they can push you further. Like they finish with the one that are in the queue first, and then they now they come to you. So you may have to wait, and that is where retrogression actually comes in, because you find that there's a lot of people in the queue, but within this fiscal year, they have limited number of green card. So they decide to give a slot and push this one back so that they work on the number that is available. The person or the people who their priority date were first. Yeah, so that is why you find that some people are cut off. So every month there is a visa bulletin that explains this. There's a visa bulletin that gives you the final action date, and that is the people who are being called for an interview, and the date of filing. That is the people who are allowed to send their document to the NVC. Now, don't confuse the two. There is the date of filing and there is the final action date in the visa bulletin. I've explained it in a certain video. Now, the date of filing is when you are allowed to send now your documents to the NBC. So if you are current in date of filing, then you can go ahead and send the document. But if you are not current, then they'll just stay there at I-140 and wait till you become current is when you'll send to the NBC. But after you send to the NVC, now the final action date, if you are current, then they can go ahead and schedule for an interview if again there is visa available for you. But if you are not current, then you just be documentarily qualified, but you will not be scheduled for an interview till you become current. Your final action date becomes current, and there is the 140,000 green cards per year are not exhausted. Yeah, if they are exhausted, then you wait for another year. I hope you have understood that. Yes. So this is simply the process of EB3. It is a long process. It roughly takes about 3 years. Now, this process, the one that I've explained, is for medical technology, starting from PAM. But for nurses, it's the same process, but now they don't do the labor certification stuff. They are considered a shortage what group, so they are exempted from the PAM process, the labor certification process. So theirs they go directly to the I-140. That's why you find that nurses really goes faster. The nurses process goes very fast. But now, due to retrogression, of course, it cannot be that fast, because if you file for a nurse right now, it's April 2024. Uh, that means the priority date for that nurse will still be April 2024. And you see, as per the visa bulletin of May, they have the final action date they are processing for the people that applied in November 2022. You see, the retrogression also affects them. So there is No way you can say that nurses goes faster money. No, you find that we are both in the same situation, only that the medical technologists wait longer because of the PAM process. But a medical technologist whose PAM has been approved is at high advantage than a nurse who is just filing I-140. But the end goal is all of us, simply all of us, will be there, right? So there is no competition there. So that is the simple EB3 process for nurses and medical technologists. If you have any question, kindly write it on the comment section. If you want to talk to me personally, my email is on my bio. You can email me with your number, then we'll be able to talk. Every person who is at this process, I wish you all the best. For people that applied for H1B and failed, EB3, thank God, thankfully is continuing. So you don't need to worry, you don't need to stress yourself. If you compare the advantages and disadvantages, both of the visas are good, but people with family, EB3 might be the best option for you. Though I'm not discouraging anyone from applying H1B. So guys, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for everything. Recommend the videos that you want me to do, the topics that you want me to do. Recommend them and I will do it for you. So guys, thank you so much for listening to me. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.